Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to Deathmatch Russell Podcast. Let's get it on!
Come into the ring, step into the fire, see what you want, baby. If your heart has desire, get out, get knocked down. Deathmatch Russell Podcast, Deathmatch Russell Podcast, Deathmatch Russell Podcast.
Good evening, everyone, and you're listening to another episode of the Deathmatch Russell Podcast. My guest at this time, he's a wrestler. He's the owner of SWF Live Pro Wrestling, the one and only Unbreakable Rob Fury. How you doing?
I am doing very well, and I finally made it up here, man, to your podcast. So thank you for having me, man.
Yes, you come absolutely anytime, Rob. It's podcast is that it's our face is better than Facebook Live. People are listening on tons of platforms, like all over, which is awesome. Just to get the attention on YouTube and Twitter as well. People don't realize, we reach out to everybody in the industry of whatever.
It's a beautiful things, man. Beautiful things.
It really is. But anyway, man, Rob, what's going on, man? There's so much stuff going on, man. You have been promoting the piss and vinegar out of like wrestling, like it's insane, Rob. Like you've been on a roll with the SWF, to get the new. It's 2023 in the home market, and so much to come out of SWF.
It's definitely, you know what it is. It's I basically in 2022, I was like, this wasn't the best financial year for the company. And we made a lot of business investments in the sands and tried some things and what worked and what didn't. And as the year ended, towards like I would say November, December, we did the WrestleFest show in Sportsplex in Metuchen, which was really good. And I kind of just changed creative gears, and I just said, you know what, man, the words that were missing, I felt from the company, and what made me really snap with saying, literally snap with promoting wrestling was the sport of professional wrestling. And so it's been really busy and just really exciting, and just a lot of new stuff happening. And I just can't believe it's a 14-year journey that we're all about to hit the 14th year of this company. So it's insane. It's absolutely insane. It's overwhelming. I'm honored to be able to still do it, man.
Yeah, I know. And you were young in the business and just started out and just, you're like, all right, what am I going to do? I'm going to be a wrestler, and I'm going to try it, and I'm going to own a business,
Yeah.
I'm going to promotion, What were your thoughts of that when you did that? You're like, oh man.
Well, when I broke in, at what period? We got the break-in period, then we got it was like a lot of different.
I know you had a
lot of different eras, brother.
Yeah, I know.
But for me, I would say from I broke in 96 in Gleason's. That's a long time ago. Gleason's Gym, under the Brooklyn Bridge, in the original Gleason's Gym. So I don't recommend anyone doing this, but what I did was having a vision. And the vision was, I'm going to make it to the top of the wrestling world. So I dropped out of high school, brother, took a GED, got up at 4 a.m, took the train to Gleason's Gym, and that was about the first year of my life at 17 years old, man. So I'm 44 now. So that was how it began for me. I worked for the best, the worst, the in-between, all of it, everywhere.
Man, I'm older than you, 45.
Brother. you got me by a year, bro.
Coming on 46 soon, too. Yeah, unfortunately, but our age is kicking in.
You're still breathing, brother. That's what matters, man.
Yes. If it wasn't for wrestling, where will we be, right?
I always say that.
It's our go-to. It's our hobby. It's our passion that we love.
Such a powerful statement right there, man. Because I said that previously during the week. I said, I was just having a rough week. I have a half sister of mine that's going through just some really just cancer and all this stuff, and just just some stuff happening. And I just said, like, thank God I have a show this weekend, because it was just wrestling. Really, it's like exactly what you said. I mean, you'd be surprised how many, and I know personally, and you know it, and I think every wrestling fan, every wrestler involved anywhere in the business, how much of a go-to it is that keeps people hanging on, man, especially me at some points in my life.
And now we get all this new stuff on WWE where Stephanie's like dropping out and the company's selling, or like it's I don't know.
That to answer that immediately, because I knew you were bringing it up.
Why not? God might as well.
There's three things, man. This is I had a 3-hour conversation this afternoon about this, and I got up this morning, went outside, throw the garbage out, the whole deal, drink my 8 cups of espresso, whatever it takes to get up in the morning. And the neighbors were like, "Did you hear Vince McMahon sold the company to the Saudi Arabian entertainment company?" I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Yeah, I didn't get into real late last night, and I'm like, what? So I start reading, and I'm like, is this, it's just even saying that is just,
and then you see it. I was reading something, and it's like, the wrestlers going to drop out now. They're going to go drop out and whatever.
It'll be. I think my you know what I mean. Like, and any business, there's two ways this could. I don't know what. How can I put this? I don't know what if this really is what's happened. The way it's really written in those emails, it's like this is like, even with Stephanie's deal, that email she wrote, it was like finality. That was. Like, hey, I'm on the other side of the guardrails now. I don't know what the future is. I only hope, when something, if it is really going to be privatized, that's scary, I think it also depends on how much trouble Vince is really in. Even if it is like the CEO, whatever he was, if they say, hey, you'll be on creative, it's like the person I was speaking to earlier, who I was telling you who that was, said, well, can't they just fire him immediately if he works for them? Or is that I don't know how this works. The other thing I can say, Dave, is this. Yeah. If they do one thing, it'll probably be like a warm transfer with the product, in the sense, television-wise. And I think the other thing I only hope and pray is that they would have an opportunity to get the boys and girls health benefits and a pension plan, man. That's the only I could say. That's
what they need. That's what all wrestlings need. That's what you're right. Because
that's the only positive thing I can think that can come out of this. I don't know what else. It's mind blowing to even say, man.
I have stock in it. It's booming.
What are your thoughts? I know you're doing the interview, but what are your thoughts?
I don't know, man. I don't know, Stephanie, man. I don't know, but it's just, you think about it, what's she gonna do now? Where's she gonna go? AEW?
Wow, that's it's so it's insane.
It
actually could technically happen.
But also, she does have connections with Brett from GCW. So
that's another. Yeah, that's a great point.
So she can go
do anything.
She could go and I know.
It's just to even have that conversation right now is mind-blowing to me.
It really is. It is. We're going to hear it all throughout the week and more. It's going to be crazy, but whatever.
I think it's going to go down. Whatever is going to go down, I think it's going to go down quicker than people think.
What's going to happen on Monday Night Raw, right? I don't even know.
Oh, my God. I haven't kept up a lot with the product. Has the creative gotten better?
I have no clue. I ins and outs. I hear in there. I don't keep my eye on the product anymore. I'm more, I'm more independent, man. I like, wrestling. Is so many wrestlings I watch on IWTV and Fight TV. And,
same. I find the creativity of independent. Well, there's a lot of copy and paste stuff that goes on. I know that. I know Titan's frustrated as well. I'm frustrated with it. People book stuff and winds up everywhere, and then it's like, what? Then you have to recreate something. But I know it's. Excuse me. It's like I like the creativity on the indies. I like really what goes on there, the passion everyone puts out there. I love that stuff. So I really don't follow. I catch exactly what you said, things here and there.
Mhm.
But the current product, I couldn't tell you who's on top, who's not. I mean, I know blood,
No.
but I have. This is insanity, though. That whole, it's wild.
It's crazy. Now, what are they going to go to WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia?
That's what I don't know how that.
They gotta,
Because
like now they have Wrestle.
Yeah, and you got to think about the amount of money like that was thrown around to get Michaels out of retirement back then, and Hogan up there. And Hogan won't even come to the big event for 175,000. So you got to imagine him getting on a damn shuttle to get to Saudi Arabia. What the paydays were for those guys.
I'll never forget the time, Rob. I was up in Forked River. He was at a signing. $200.
Yeah.
$200. I walked away. I walked away. How was that? Sorry, Hogan. That's what he was doing. That's what he was doing his breakup with his wife at the time. I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna pay a damn.
Yeah, that's wow.
Oh,
That's incredible. $200, Jesus.
200. Well, you know how all these guys are nowadays. Top.
Yeah.
For,
It's everything.
everything. It's not cheap anymore like it used to be back in the day for a $5 autograph.
And on the independent standpoint,
I know.
I've been having this conversation all freaking month. It's like
Hmm.
the cost of running events has gone up. Just in general with venues, insurances, everything's gone up. And it's like you try not to, you don't want to really raise ticket prices too much. You want to keep people comfortable. It's definitely a challenging time.
And speaking of tickets, how are they doing? How's sales going? Everybody, they pretty up to the number that we want. Yeah.
I hate Friday night shows, and anyone who's worked with me will tell you that I despise them. But this was something where it was like, okay, let's do this. Initially, there was another company there on Saturday, so I was like, let's do Friday because he annoyed me, and just stupid voicemails. And I was like, all right, fuck this. We're gonna do this. Am I allowed to curse on here, bro?
What do you think? It's dead. Of course, we're dead. But no sensory. Yeah.
So I just all right, fuck that. We'll do the Friday show and have some fun. And I just it wound up just being then the Friday show. So I was thinking about a double shot. And I was like, all right, well, no, I don't want you done. No, we're not going to do that. But what wound up happening was, row one is sold out, which is, I was, Ridgefield Park, New Jersey is like I was telling you offline, brand new territory for SWF. North Jersey, no, but this venue, particularly, there's so many great companies that have run there. Including the Pro Wrestling Magic, who's opened up the doors for us to be there, Steve Off, and I'm grateful for that. So tickets are it's a weird thing. You'll sell like 10 or 15 in a matter of 3 days, then nothing will happen for 2, then there'll be a bunch more. So I'm just, it's kind of like we're rolling with it, man. But it's definitely better than I expected,
That's good. You guys gonna do any? Well, of course you'll be. I'm sure you're gonna do shows down in. Once Titan rolls, we're going to be down to the shore, I'm sure.
Yeah, the shore is, I have a deep love for Ocean County because, I mean, SWF before the split with those guys, myself, Charlie, and Billy worked. We worked really, really hard for a few years up there. And,
I know.
And it was really great. And, but I would definitely say, without a doubt, there's so many areas that we haven't even touched yet. So it's like,
I know
those things are the works.
I've seen you've had shows at that like YMCA or the Boys Club there. Ugh, that was what be a headache because you're smelling chlorine all day.
Dude, that was like that was kind of like the
weird. Yeah,
the weirdest. I've done a lot of weird shit in 27 years. That was. I didn't, and the one thing was like when we signed to go there, it was like, now you got to realize I'm in control of roughly 50 people booked on a show, and you got to go, hey, no one can go near the pool, guys.
Pool, nobody.
And everybody wants to go near the pool, and do some giant spot in the pool. And I'm like, no, if I can't do it, you guys can't do it.
No.
Oh, man, but
you guys made it happen. You made it happen.
We did, and it was fun, man. It was cool, but it just wasn't the right place,
Yeah, some places because like against the setup was weird. It was like
it was very strange. Like the bleachers were filled, and you have all these people on one side, and then these rows of people on the. It was just the weirdest setup we've ever done, but Like, you know, who I say that now, but who the hell knows?
Well, we've had weird venues in the past. You know that, Rob.
Yeah.
Way in the back, and
Yes, sir.
Booton and Garfield and wherever we've been.
Wherever you can put a ring.
Yeah. I mean, I think the last time, Bill, I saw you, Rob, we were in, I think, Garfield, New Jersey or something. And Tommy Dreamer was it was a Christmas show. You know, we had Santa Claus running around the ring and just Shorty was there. Or
God almighty.
Yeah.
That's a long time ago.
It really was. It really was. But now we have, it's a new era of wrestling. And like I said, FWF is starting to branch out to what you want it to be. And yeah.
It's like I look at it like, and this is really cool because I was going through, I'm in the process of just like throwing a bunch of stuff out in the downstairs area of my house. And it's like, I'm finding all these posters from just that I totally forgot of shows we did. I'm like, when did we do this? And it's just like Sandman teaming with Nikolai Volkov. I'm like, what the fuck was I on when I booked that? I'm like, it's just like,
Yeah, it's like a collector, man. I know you collect it, and it's like the old NWS shitty flyer poster, Cardi poster.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
Oh God, talk about a promoter that was really wow,
man, that was with him. I'll say that I never worked for him. No, he was the one guy I never worked for. I can tell you, man.
I'll tell you what, he annoyed me, Rob. He called me every day. Are you going to be on my show this weekend, David? Are you going to be there with your buddies? And
he would harass you to buy a ticket.
Yeah.
It was just weird because he was, Carney's Carney, but he was just level of there's so many venues that are still like 15 years later, 10 years later, burned out that they hear wrestling, they just want you out the door because of God knows what he did or allegedly did or I just know it was just like, dude, but he's, they ran a lot of shows, man. They just had a lot of shows. And those posters were just phenomenally awful.
Oh, we got Danny Walsh here. Hey, Danny.
Hey, Dan, I just talked to Danny today. Danny's doing a lot of behind the scenes stuff. Let me tell you about Danny Walsh. I'm going to put him over because anything I said, he'll actually either say, fuck you, Rob, or verify that I said it.
Yes.
Earlier today, I'd sent Danny a couple of voice notes. I just said, hey, man, this is what are you thinking for Saturday? I keep saying Saturday, for Friday. And
I know, Friday.
I'm so used to Saturday. I hope I don't show up on the wrong day. But no, he says, dude, what are you thinking for this? And he's really with the live stream stuff, man. Absolutely, I totally always believed in him. I know other people didn't. He really just with the first one with the WrestleFest stream. He did it phenomenally. That he did. The issues we ran into was some music was not dubbed, so then you have the copyright stuff. But other than that, man, it was fantastic, and I'm super psyched to see what he comes up with this weekend.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch that. It gives me something to watch.
Yeah, I love. That's what I really made as to what you asked earlier about the scheduling. It's like content. I was just like, you know what, man, we need just as much content, the good content as possible is what I want out there. So,
yeah, I mean, you go to like we go back to the past of wrestling. It's like, wow, man, you want to go back to the archives and watch what you loved as a kid. What was your favorite match of all time, Rob? Growing up.
Wow, I mean, there's a moment that got me hooked. I remember that.
Yeah, let me ask you this: as a fan of wrestling, as a kid, what was it that caught your eye? Who caught your eye the first time seeing?
Obviously, if you ever watched the WSL, it was Hogan. But the first thing that really caught my eye, this was out of I can't remember how old I was, but you'll know by what the angle. The first thing that caught my eye ever that made me go, man, what the fuck is this? Was that angle? Was Orndorff clotheslining Hogan, which had to be 84 or 85, something like that. That was it, man. I just saw that. My favorite match though of all time, I believe. I think the Rock Hogan was one of the best stories told in a ring ever, and he was in his 50s. I think at the time.
it's like me as Savage and Hogan as the Mega Powers. You know, that
Power
was like
Trip,
the
yeah.
that was really Demolition, and you had just Devon Eric's dude. Like, people don't realize the real talent that was Orndorff.
Unbelievable.
Like Orndorff,
Unbelievable.
Rick Rude. Like, come on, there was guys that really just didn't get a push that really got,
Someone asked me, one of my business partners, James DiNapoli.
Mhm.
It was like when I call him Jimmy, he doesn't want to be confused with controversy. But James DiNapoli, 20 years. He says, who do you think the greatest wrestler of all time was, Rob? And I'm like, Kurt Hennig. And he's like, why? I'm like, just watch him, dude. Just watch everything he did. He was so crisp in everything he did. I just think he was like the top 4 of all time. Some people say Shawn Michaels. Some people say this. Al Snow say the greatest wrestler of all time is the one who drew the most money. I mean, I get it totally, but
yeah,
to me, I love the wrestling business, man. That's what it really just comes down. I hate the politics stuff, but I love the wrestling business and the storytelling that really goes behind a great story.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what's missing on real. Like, that's why I think a lot of people turned off the product when it comes to what's on television, is because you don't have that long term. Like, I remember when Earthquake smashed Hogan's chest. I thought it was real, dude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, or like the dog collar match with Piper and
and
Hammer.
100%. I mean, the ear bleeding, just the stuff they did, like,
and just to think, and just to think, Rob, you look back and you've had those guys on your, legends.
I mean, dude,
that's a
privilege. Like, I was privileged to work with Piper like 2 times, not wrestle, but just work with him twice.
Yeah,
like twice, and just have him doing different stuff. But he was just awesome. He was just awesome. Even just that, I mean, he was going through issues that everybody I've kind of known went through, but he was just a dynamite guy. Like, always just.
But then his daughter got involved with wrestling, and she's doing her things, which is awesome. Yeah,
I love that. Like, there's so many second generation.
Yes,
like, I was just. It's funny you just said that, because I was thinking to myself today. I'm like, whoa. Like, I was trying to figure out, and you may be able to help me. So we're gonna give a Mega Slam spoiler already away, because Mega Slam is 2 nights this year. Nobody knows that yet. I think I may have said it, but it is 2 nights. So it's like we're trying to figure out who is still alive that Scott Hall worked with, because I love the second generation talent, and I know Cody Hall is doing that last bad guy deal, and I'm like, who's still alive that is active on the indies?
Scott Norton.
Yeah, but he may kill him.
Oh yeah,
Scott Norton is he's a badass, brother.
He is, dude. He is. Game Changer brought him in that one time or a couple times. Man, he's big dude.
And he could still go. Like, people sleep on those guys in their late 50s, early 60s. They're like, nah, they can't go, brother. That guy chops you once, you're dead. If it doesn't like you.
Yeah, and it's hard to find, like, I don't know, Virgil.
I was thinking. I don't. Tatanka's still active.
He is active, man. He's like looking good. Like,
he's like 659. He looks great.
Mm-hmm.
He'll go. It's like kind of trying to find that right niche.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, you'll find somebody.
I like nostalgia, man. I'm a big nostalgia guy. I always was, always will be.
Yeah, and then you bring in we bring in the Nunzios, and it's the new phase, and the guys that just need to be seen. People need to see these guys.
What's always worked for SWF is I always felt is that mix. Mm-hmm. Like, and if Fetsky was on here, he'd tell you that. He goes, it would always be like a little bit of everything, that little mixture of everything on a series of shows, from ECW to the 80s, the 90s, the Attitude Era, to this, to that.
Don't ever book the Berserker, dude. Oh my God.
What was the deal with that?
Holy cow. He just cursed. And we're at.
Oh no.
Like, dude, what's wrong with he's shot? Yeah. I don't know. Whatever.
Was it that big? I heard, but I didn't get the whole gist of it. And I was like, is that The phone went, dude. It's like
No, that's it. The phone went berserk. No. But no,
that's incredible.
Yeah, it was like, what the hell, man? Like, how didn't you just like, this is I'm not even wasting my money on getting this autograph.
Yeah, after I heard something, I know.
Yeah, Eric, because Eric booked him.
What else is new? He's another one.
Yeah, I know.
Attacked this weekend. Just do something to annoy me.
Yeah, he's a weird character. I know. We all Uncle Eric.
Uncle Eric just whatever.
Yeah.
He's gonna get mad that I said that, but whatever.
I know. But yeah, Berserker, man. You wouldn't think it, but whatever. People of all people cursed. I was like, what?
And there was probably a lot of kids too, I'd assume. I mean, I made that mistake and I went, oh shit, I should have done that. But I just, that kind of, I don't know what the angle was or the setting, but I only heard about it. I went, oh man.
It was like right after we did the Star Spangled Banner, the American.
Oh, that's just great.
Yeah, an announcement, and he comes walking to the ring and starts.
That's just swell.
I would have said throw him out of here if I was. I could have gotten his face, but I was like, nah, I'm not gonna waste my time.
Yeah, I get it, man. Totally.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, we're gonna be coming. Of course, we'll be back there on Saturday night.
Yeah, I was thinking that today. I obviously spoke with
Billy,
Billy, which is great. To have that relationship restored in my life, which is awesome. And we were talking today. I said, it's really cool that we got a doubleheader dominating the entire weekend of wrestling. And we were just talking about it. I was just talking, we were just talking about the two different shows. And it's so like, it's just, to be a fly on the wall in those conversations, you got me going, what I like I really like this stuff on the Titan show. And he's like, I like this on the SWF show. And then there just winds up being a lot of potential things. Mm-hmm. So it's really cool.
Bill, well, I don't know. Billy doesn't listen to me a lot. He needs to get on some of these guys that I book on my podcast because they're willing to work.
Yeah.
Rob and I need to talk to you like privately.
Yeah, definitely.
We need to talent wise, because I'm sure that I could get some good people. Like, they're from Georgia. Like, people want to just come down from Georgia to wrestle. There's so many guys.
It's incredible, like that, and I love that. I love that, like that whole. I think because I did it, I understand it. Like, I carpooled to get up to a show and slept in a fucking ring truck or in a hotel with like two beds. We flipped them over. And God knows what was under the bed. But the whole point, it was just I did it. And I remember the hustle, and I just appreciate that in this generation, it does still exist,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I'm always all about that with those type of guys. We get so many emails, and the one thing I hate, and I'll say it publicly, is this long resume of just seminars taken and this and that and the other thing. I just want to see a match, man, and just a shot of your gear. Like, that's all I need to see. You don't need a rag doll. Yeah, you don't need to rag. And guys like, I'll give you a perfect example of guys who wound up just coming in, getting a shot, and over on our end on SWF a while, on the top of the card, the guys like Jay Booty, perfect example, was a guy who just popped up to set ring crew up. He would just come in to set ring crew up. Do you have a spot, Rob? No, we don't have anything yet. Next one, do you have a spot? No. Then we're running Aberdeen, New Jersey's what the hell was it? The Aberdeen Sportsplex Arena, whatever the hell we were doing that year, 2 years ago, and it was just like something. Christina Marie was running late from a double shot. I had already went 28 minutes. I'm like, dude, we're not going anywhere. I think I'm dead. And I looked at him like, okay, you guys, you've been here like the last 3 shows setting up, and it was him and Ben Rutan. And I'm like, okay, cool. You guys are on. You got 8 minutes. And that's how they wound up coming here. But because I never forgot, they just came out and just kept setting up and putting the work in. And sometimes that's what you got to do. You got to get out there and do it. Yeah.
Yeah. And guys like PJ, I was talking to PJ today. Yeah. Like, it's like PJ's on a roll for 2023 already, and a lot of your guys as well on the SWF roster,
I like seeing people on the move. I love that, and just being able to
And Ben Castle, like a Ben Castle, wants to really push himself to be.
Big fan of that kid. I've told him personally when I was at the
Come
Mount
on.
Olympus show. I said, brother, I like your
Yeah.
work, your promos, and you know, I just I want to towel tangle with him eventually. I definitely think I just want to see what he's got. You know,
Bring him on a show. You know, bring him over.
That's one of the cool things is to be able to go. You know, what is you know, he's a younger, talented kid, but what is he missing? What can I teach him? And maybe he doesn't know, and you never know what you never know. I always learn something even today.
But you can always, and also you can always put him against somebody else. I'm sure you would like to see somebody else that. That
definitely doesn't need to be me. It could be there's so many people that could go out there and work. He just wanted to work with me, and I said, well, I'm sure we can make something happen if it makes sense. I don't want to wrestle every show. I just, you know. I just, if it makes sense, we do it. But I like the, there's so many people it's such a great diverse roster now, like where you kind of have that option to do different things, which is awesome. So
I know it's like, there's just so many guys and girls as well, you know?
Yeah. Super talented. That's another thing.
And you're branching off to do your women's division, which is going to be interesting.
It was that, brother. You know, you know, and in 2019, and this is the shoot story on it.
Sorry, Kevin. No. I mean, you know,
it's definitely not. It's not.
Yeah.
You know,
rival.
It's not a rival to Goddess.
No.
It's a whole different thing. It's, you know, I just looked at it in the sense and went like, you know. I saw a status that it said somebody had posted something about, you know, it's upsetting that most wrestling shows are dominated by male talent. And there's so many females that are so talented and they get so many emails, there's only so many spots. So I just says, well, why don't we just do something different? And, you know, in like 2019, Billy and Charlie pitched it to me, and I just said, hey, man, I got no interest in it, man. I was just stuck in my ways back then. And then I'm just looking at it and I'm like, you know, it's the way I would do it is just it would be in its own unique way of building it. And it's coming. It's going to be the spring, but it'll be a little it's going to be very different because what I would, you know, the plan is to, you know, let's say two women's matches on the shows to build angles and stories into the first show as we get to it. So it's going to be a real brand with stories and we'll see how it goes. It's just something different too, because I like to do different things.
Yeah, it's like we need to bring back cages. You know, cages are a thing.
Oh my God, dude!
We love. I know
you must have been on the secret phone today, man, because I was all this stuff I said today, was cages and stuff like that. Yes, sir, 100%.
Well, I mean, you look back at our Titans. We've had cage, you know, some good cage match stipulations, and just. You know, it's like good cage match is what it's all about. You know, and I'm sure you inside the cage. You know, like
oh man, that's that'll be a lot of fun. I mean, those type of matches, like you know, and what it's great is like what I love about them is if you're looking at going into a cage match, it's like if somebody said, "What do I?" Even if it wasn't me or someone else, they said, "What do I study?" Study all the old school cage matches. They were great.
They really were. Go back to the Bundy. Go back to the Hogan.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many matches that aren't utilized anymore with the right stories. So that's super cool. I mean, I'm sure they will be this year.
It's like bring back the bull rope. You know, come on. Like we need to see
another one. Yeah,
the bull rope. You know.
You know, you need these specialty matches with a good story behind it. You can always get there.
A good dog collar match. I mean, come on, you know, a strap match. You know,
no, those hurt.
Fans bring the straps nowadays. I'm seeing at ringside at lumberjack matches, you know, or whatever.
I've had everything from cucumbers to just, I mean, you know, nail guns. I've seen everything out there. Like some things that I'm like, Jesus. I had an artificial leg come off. Out there, I've seen everything, but you know that it's a lot of fun.
I was just watching the wrestler with Necro Butcher on that where he got hit with tossing the guy's leg.
It's funny because when it happened, it was after the movie came out. Yeah, the guy's like, "Grab my leg," and I didn't know he was going to take it off, and I'm like, "What the?" Like I didn't know what to do. I was, like for a moment, and then I'm in there and I'm out. You know, I'm out there doing this match, and I'm like, I just remembered that scene. It was just stupid. Fucking cool, man. That movie was so on point.
It really was. And some of our like our wrestling friends
Yeah.
were in it. And I was excited because I was a part of like the Rahway scene,
Yeah.
At the Rahway Rec Center for Jersey All Pro that night. Sitting outside, sitting there at the second row, I'm like, I can see myself in my white dragon hat,
That's so
kind of
cool.
squeaks, but then go outside and he's outside having a cigarette. I should have said hello to Mickey, that would have been awesome.
Yeah, he I didn't know if he was really, there's somebody had said, oh, he spray painted his abs on. I think he was pretty ripped up for that movie. I don't know,
Nah, yeah.
I'm sure he was doing some stuff he had to do to get that.
But that movie was really cool because they brought it to a couple areas of New Jersey, Jersey and New York, of course, to the Hammerstein Ballroom,
What I admire was that he went through the training and legitimately got hurt and then really respected the business. Like, fuck, these guys get hurt. Yeah, we do.
Bringing a guy to the fucking dollar store to buy gigs,
I'll be doing that tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's always a lot of fun, though. It's like, when you're,
Yeah. Come up with stupid stuff. It's like I used to be a fan of Bring Your Weapons, I used to be crazy shit that I could build, I miss those
oh my God, the fucking mouse traps. Jesus. You start landing on certain things, you go, why did I do this? You have that thought of like, these really, the mouse traps, I think, were the worst thing ever. I don't know.
But now you be glad that doors are the tables these days.
Yeah. Doors have become the cheaper route.
It really, yeah.
But they work.
They work, and sometimes they don't break, Rob.
I know.
No, I've seen that.
I know. I've had a couple of ribs broken because of that. There was one thing I can remember working with Waylon Cage, Toto, New Jersey, and I don't know. I says, it was Billy's fault. I said, dude, do me a favor, just grab this table. Because the finish was I don't know, for some reason back then I liked to fly over things. I was never really good at aerial.
Rob was the backyard. Rob was your Evel Knievel backyard kids back.
Dude, I wasn't exactly Jimmy Snuka flying off there, dude. But I just remember I landed on him and then the table just didn't break and I bounced off of him and did a complete forward flip and I'm like. And we did this like 6 times till it actually broke, and I had to break it. It was Billy's fault. I blame him totally. I think he did it on purpose, tried to kill me.
Right.
This was 2017 or 16.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But Rob, let's talk about it tomorrow night. No, not tomorrow night.
Don't get
Friday
me nervous,
night.
brother. You got me revved up already.
Tomorrow night.
Really tomorrow night?
Friday. Let's plug it. Let's plug the shit out of this for you.
Well, Friday's the Mecca, man. It's Richfield Park.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. First time ever. 14 years SWF heads into its 14th year. Never been to Richfield Park, New Jersey, the Mecca, and it's happening. And it's the show is pretty good. I mean, it's really if you want to know what's going down in 2023, you gotta be there. I mean, it's. You got Bougie versus Brando. They're in the middle of a best of 7. That's obviously good. Brando Lee versus Bougie is going to be fantastic. You got a superstar 6-way. I'm going to just try to do this on the top of the head, brother. There's no notes, but Mr. James, Vinny Pacifico, Oni King, Michael Fain, who's fantastic. Mantequilla.
Just everybody. It's a list.
Right out. It's just, Steve Offer, Steve Lugo for the championship in a hardcore street fight for the main. I'm teaming with Grimm for the first time since 2000.
He's a character. I'll tell you what. I go on that guy's YouTube. He's funny as shit.
Yeah, we had a tremendous rivalry. Made a lot of money doing it, but we haven't done anything since then. So I was like, well, this would be a good time to do it at the Mecca, and we're going to do something, have a fun tag match. And, Christina Marie versus Kelsey Reagan has a lot of just traction and steam behind that one with the women's division. Enzo, first time NZO up there, man. I'm sorry. The real one, NZO, for whatever the hell they want me to call him. Like, I've gotten 4 cease and desist letters within the last 3 weeks from them. because they don't like the wording WWE of the name, but whatever. The real one, Enzo against Eric Corvus, which is awesome. Violence versus Pete Corvus in the hardcore title. We're bringing back the hardcore title.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to do. There's just it's a 10-match show. It's a little bit longer because we wanted to get content in Richfield for the first time ever. But it's going to be a badass show, man. And then how can I forget? I mean, it's I was at Mount Olympus. Bill Fetsky, the owner of TCW, is at SWF for the first time in what now is 3.5 years. So we're gonna speak face to face at SWF.
And I wish I was there, but it's okay.
And
I'll get there next time. Don't worry,
dude. I have no idea what, and this is a shoot. I don't know what's gonna be said, how it's gonna be said, but I know that we promised the people at his Mount Olympus show that TCW versus SWF will happen in 2023. So
stay tuned. Just stay tuned, fans.
Yeah, it's going to be a wild ride, man. And I know he's just as passionate as I am, and we're ready to do something that really just to give it a background on that really quickly, Dave. What really spun the idea was first, rejuvenating 8 months of talking about. We really just started to become friends again, and that had put a lot of stuff behind us. And then, during all that, 8 months of talking turned into the potential idea to do it, and then we finally agreed to do it. And it's just something like
look who it is!
Who's on it,
man?
Where is he?
Ben Castle.
So I can't see who's on here for some reason, but yeah, well, I put you over, Ben.
Yes.
I'm a big fan of Ben Castle. He's got a big match this weekend. I think he's got a pretty big match.
He's got a three-way. I guess. Three-way. And then Frankie Picard is his referee, special referee.
So I got to keep up with the TCW product now that the brands are going to collide and know what's going on and who's doing what. So, I had a pretty intense stare down myself with Steve Mack, and that's someone I have all the respect in the world for. And the 27 years as a wrestler, and I know he's right about that time span too. That's a Jersey All-Pro guy. Him and I never wrestled ever, anywhere.
He's having a first ever dream match against Matt Tremont.
Right, man.
Wow.
Right.
It's
incredible. Even that alone, I look at both shows and I'm like, man, this is a dynamite weekend of wrestling. And the process of the WWE selling to Saudi Arabia, SWF and Titan are not for sale. We're going to be out there this weekend.
Yeah, and that's it.
It's going to be awesome.
Yep. And Titan. I mean, SW, Titan, SW. It's going to have a T-shirt made up. It's going to be split letters.
Just at this point. At this point, man.
But, man, Rob, this was awesome. Good talking with you. We got what we need to finally get off our chests about wrestling.
It's a lot of fun, and it's just the vivid bullshit about wrestling. I got to ask you a question. What was your favorite that I need to know? Your favorite? I asked this question to everybody, brother, but I got to know you. What was your favorite match of all time, and what got you hooked on pro wrestling?
Gosh. Well, the hardcore side or the original, I've been to wrestle. I was at 5, okay? I like to tell my 5. I was at 5.
Five was good, brother.
5 was I was there with Mr. my old man. So
that's awesome. What a memory, man. That's powerful.
If I'll tell you what, hardcore, if I had to pick Mick Foley, just at a high school gym in Toms River, actually.
That's crazy.
His first hardcore match, he was at versus somebody, and actually Gilbert, one of the Gilbert brothers.
Okay, yeah, I got you. But what year was that?
I don't know. So much wrestling was in New Jersey. Toms River really,
dude. There was such a market. Now that you just said that, I mean, SWF got Charlie was all right, we got to leave these other areas and go to the shore.
But Donnie
B was up there for quite many years.
Phoenix Championship Wrestling.
Yeah.
I followed that for quite some time.
And they were a great company. They did a lot of good things. And I know there was the end something. Tommy Cairo was up there for a while with Phoenix or something. Yeah, and then everybody was gone.
I always told stories how I always go down to Iron Mike Sharp's down in the Brick Plaza, down at one of the plazas.
Oh my God, that's right. Yeah, how could I forget?
He-
God rest his soul. He was awesome to me.
$5, I'd go see wrestling with my old man.
Think about that. $5.
Like $5, I'd get to see X-Pac as the 1-2-3 kid. Come on, like,
Think about,
really?
and those that's what, and I always say that.
and of course Nova would be wrestling every week because he was the local,
Yeah, Nova. Yeah,
Trainer.
man. and that's
Freddie
that's so
Blassie, the names came out of there.
that's the beauty of despite what's happening with, I don't know what goes on with WWE media rights and what happens with all that stuff. I'm sure the content will be there forever, but I will say the love of wrestling to me is the different generations and different, what do you call them, genres now these days. But I love it, man. I will always love it. It's still in my blood. It's in your blood.
What about, let me ask you this, Rob, tag
Sure.
teams. Ooh, go tag teams back in the day. Oh my God. Like I said, the Von Erichs to Demolition Axe and Smash.
Dude, I'm going to throw one of you. You're going to shock them. This is going to pop you. Ready? Power and Glory. Hercules and Paul Roma.
Oh man.
That finish, that finish, man. That superplex with the splash. I thought that was the coolest thing I ever saw in my life.
Hercules, dude, what a show! But man, he really can. He was like one of those guys.
Yeah, man. I've been tech teams. Like, yeah, exactly. That I think that's one thing this year I definitely want to work on with the SWF brand is the tag team division, and that's something to really deliver and build up. I think there's a lot of great teams out there. So I'm putting a call to arms out there. You're hearing it right here on David Russell's podcast, looking for the best teams in the world.
Oh, I have a tag team that's been wanting to come. So,
well, brother, yeah, we'll talk offline, definitely, without a doubt on that.
Stay tuned, fans.
Because I love tag team wrestling, especially when you get older in the business, like me in your 40s. You just want to take the hot tag. So, but in the sense, it's great. Like, I love it. I think it's a lost art. When you know how to do it, it's such a great way to just be in the business. There's very few teams that look alike, wear the same gear. Bad Company is probably one of the best out in Jersey. Those guys, Kurt Bale, Landscaper, really started taking things seriously, and nothing but love for those there. They're the SWF Tag Team Champions, for God's sake.
And shout out to Kurt Bale. He's going to be taking and Bonafire, Charlie Bonafire.
Another guy, yeah.
Those two guys are going to be stepping into an XPW ring next Saturday.
Really?
And to showcase it, to see what they can do.
Yeah, they're two hard workers, man. I'm sure anything they do, they'll put their heart into it.
Mm-hmm.
But they respect the craft, so I love anyone who does.
They do the hustle. They are hard workers. Shout out to them, really. They are the future of what wrestling needs. But tag team division, like you said, it could be and then the ladies division as well. Tag teams, you can tag teams of the ladies division. Ooh, man.
There's so many possibilities, man.
Juggle them, right? Juggle them.
That's it. That's what people like. Whatever they are into, we're into. We'll do it.
Yeah. Tag team battle royales. That's always a great thing.
The Bunkhouse Stampede is coming back. It's coming back to SWF this year. I'm giving that away. So you spoil it. And you know what I'm talking about, brother. The old school all hell breaks loose. But when somebody steals that idea, because I know Titan won't do it because I said it, but somebody else will steal it, and then it'll be like the call. You know what I mean, brother?
Yeah. Yeah,
don't get me started because
no, all good, I know. It's like last week I was talking with Chad. I'm like, did they ever do? I don't know if Japan's ever done a Japanese deathmatch battle royale where the guys bring weapons to the ring.
I don't know. Never. You know what?
I
don't know.
I know. I'm going to go back and look on YouTube or see. I'm sure it's done. I'm sure they've done
they've done everything. I mean,
Japan,
that's such a great dude. Let me ask you a question. Did Muta retire yet?
I have no clue. I don't even know.
I read something and I don't know if he did. I wanted to see it, so I got to look for that later too.
Yeah. But what are you going to watch tonight? Anything?
What do you
got?
You know what? I got to write my show. I got to finish doing that. So I'm just kind of I got to figure out where we're going, and I kind of had a couple of versions of it, and then I hated them, so I was like, you know what, let's just change a couple things. So I got to do that, and just kind of. Then I'm probably like usually when I can't sleep, it's like let's tune into the. I think right now I'm stuck on the old NWA stuff. I've been doing a lot of the the Terry Funk, Ric Flair series, those kind of things. So I'm all about that right now.
Rob, I was going to tell you there was another federation that caught my eye when I was a kid, and it actually performed at the Brick Ice Palace. National Wrestling Superstars, NFW or NWF. And
NWS was that NWS?
It brought in Bruiser Brody. It brought in
Abdullah.
It brought Abdullah and the Fantastics.
Brody, man, dude, that's incredible.
I got to see him in the cage. I was lucky.
God rest his soul, man. That guy.
Yeah, I know.
Unfortunately, that didn't happen to him. I think he would have been. He was a tremendous star, but I think if he would have run up to New York at that time, he would have been unstoppable. But that's just that's a whole other story.
I know, but then we had Brody Lee who really took his spot. Like
yeah. It's just a great business. It's a great industry to be in.
It is. But what else do I got going on? I'm going to be tuning in on Friday night to watch SWF.
One of us will be doing the show.
Yeah, right. You will, not me. I'll be sitting on my couch looking at you on the screen. Hi, Rob.
But I'll wave.
Yeah, or you go like this. No, fuck you, Russell. No, but you guys, what time's that show? Let everybody know.
Friday night we're doing we're at the Mecca, Ridgefield Park, New Jersey, Knights of Columbus. I actually know the address. 106 Bergen Avenue. We will be 7 p.m. doors open. 8 p.m. we're streaming live on Facebook. So we got this new gimmick where you can send stars to us. Send stars. Star what you like. If you hate something, don't star it. If you like it, let us know. Believe me, I am reading content. I am reading what you like. We're trying to give you the best of what we can. So, we're reading your input, man. So check it out. Tune in. It's gonna be awesome. Tickets will be available at the door. No one will be turned away. It's gonna be insane.
Mm-hmm. I gotta find out my address here. My dad's post. I better get that in my head.
And the Titan shows at the Brick Elks Lodge. I know that much.
Yes.
Their 3-year anniversary show. So it's going to be a tremendous weekend.
Yes. Fans, get your tickets at the door. Bell time is at 6 p.m. No, bell time's at 7 p.m. Doors open at 6 p.m. Fans get to the VFW post in Brick Township, New Jersey, post number 887. Oh, no, wait, 886. Whatever.
It's the Brick Elks Lodge, though. I know that.
It's the Brick. You can't miss that. Yeah. Just get there.
It's just a huge weekend of wrestling, man. It's awesome.
Huge weekend of wrestling. And much, much more. Good night, everybody. What do I have coming up? Nothing. No podcast scheduled. I got nothing coming up. Gonna just take a break again.
But thank you for having me, Dave. I appreciate it.
That's the best part. That's the best part. You can just don't have to have a podcast if you don't want to do it.
That's great. That's phenomenal.
It is. But but anyway, I did put this up. This sucks. They don't really give you all the
cool. Oh, awesome. Yeah, that works.
So everybody tune in on the YouTube channel this Friday night, right?
Well, we're actually going to be live right off of the SWF Facebook.
Okay.
We're going to be creating, I think there's an online event already that's been created by Danny Walsh, who did that for me because I was going crazy today, so he took care of that. And we're ready to rock. It's going to be great.
Yeah. Let's have fun, right? Everybody's going to support each other. Have fun wrestling.
It's going to be great, man.
Yep. All right. Be good. And just stay behind the scenes. I'll stay behind the camera here, and I'll be right back. But that's it, fans. Thank you for listening to another episode of Deathmatch Wrestling Podcast. Good night. Until next time, we talk wrestling, as always. Let me see what I'm doing here. I don't fucking know. Good night.
You can find more Deathmatch Wrestle Podcast on the following. Just hit the like button and share. You can hear the audio portion of Deathmatch Wrestle Podcast on Stitcher Radio and on iTunes. Social media, Deathmatch Wrestle Podcast on Facebook. Twitter at DavidNJ32. Instagram, DavidNJ36. YouTube, David C. Russell, and DeathmatchWrestlePodcast.com. Joners Wrestling Podcast Network. Head over to WrestlingWithJoners.com. Follow them on Facebook, Joners Wrestling Podcast Network. Twitter, @WithJoners_pod. I want to mention Collar and Elbow. CollarandelbowBrand.com. Use the promo code Deathmatch Wrestle Podcast and save 10% off when you make a purchase. Deathmatch Wrestle Podcast.
Be sure to visit BrainbusterTees.com for Deathmatch Wrestle Podcast merchandise.